Hi everyone, I am here to do your reading for August the 7th through the 13th of 2017. I've already pulled our cards so we don't have to listen to the loud shuffling, and I'm just going to get right into the astrology, then we'll get into the tarot next. So for this week, eclipse season begins for August, and then Mercury is going retrograde later in the week. So those are some two things that you really need to watch out for. On Monday, there is a lunar eclipse in Aquarius at 11:11 a.m. That is Pacific time. I have done a video, so if you want to know sign by sign what this eclipse is either ending or what's culminating, however this affects your life, you can get that video. There's a link in the description box. But the themes around an eclipse, and it's a partial lunar eclipse, a full moon partial lunar eclipse, is all about collective, about groups, about humanity, changes. There could be some violence or impulsiveness, increased emotions, sleep issues, wanting to break free in some area, a lot around freedom, embracing your weirdness or whatever makes you uniquely you, and finding people that are like-minded like you and also want to embrace their weirdness, and then surprises or things that happen conventionally, or maybe things that you maybe expected but they happen on a timeline that was unexpected for you. So that's kind of what's happening on Monday. And really, the big thing for the week until we get to the end of the week when Mercury goes retrograde. Tuesday, you may be able to embrace new ideas and beliefs about your values, maturing, expanding, and growing. And most likely, this energy is not going to be directed outward. It's going to be more you focusing on your own personal values, how you can mature, how you can grow, and how you can expand in your world. Be comfortable in all that makes you uniquely you. We're being called, and with this Uranus in Aries going retrograde, just being called to start to really examine who we are, tweak who we are. Are there any bad habits we need to get rid of? But really start to figure out who we really truly are and who we want to be, and actually embrace that and not be scared to show that out in the world. And that goes along with that Leo energy also. We're kind of just being pushed in that direction. On Wednesday, you need to watch the water energy because it can bring a lot of emotions to the surface, but it will also allow you to deepen your bonds with the people that you care about. So that's one way that you can take advantage of this water energy. At the same time, while you're trying to bond and be close with people, you could feel a little bit irritated or smothered or scary, or like getting close to people could feel a little bit scary if you're the type that wants to kind of shut yourself off and compartmentalize. So you may be having kind of a tug of war in that area. You need to watch for daydreaming. So if you have a lot of stuff to get done, I always say make a list, prioritize, and at least get the top 3 to 5 things on the list done. So at least at the end of the day, you can look back and feel that you've accomplished something. There's a thin veil to spirit, so you're able to have access to more deeper subconscious issues and work on deep patterns and blocks to help you to break free and move forward with success in your life. And this is an opportunity that if you feel like you don't have that available, or you're feeling stuck, or you don't know where to go, or just any of us that do know where we're going, this is a perfect time to ask for help. On Thursday, the 10th, we carry some of the spiritual energy from Wednesday into Thursday. And so we're able to still tap into that creative mindset. And we really need to be careful about one thing on Thursday, and that's starting drama. And it's just, we just want to start drama, especially in our close relationships, just for the sake of starting drama. And so we need to really start to try to hone that energy in and focus on ourselves, and stop feeling that like we need to bring others along for the ride of our personal journey, or trying to make people see things the way that we want them to, or the way that we see them, or trying to just get people on our side. It's not the time for that on Thursday. You need to just focus on yourself and your own point of view. Art, meditation, prayer are all the focus of the evening. So, and spirituality also. So that carries in, like I said, until Thursday. And then on Friday, again, we have this energy wanting us to focus on the self. We could be down and we also could be a little bit negative on ourselves. So make sure you try to take it easy and make sure you still a lot of moments alone to just kind of take a breather and just kind of sit with yourself, be kind to yourself. And I say this because the weekend could have us focusing on a lot of issues within our family dynamics or issues with others or just being with others. And it won't leave us the time that we need for ourselves. And so that could just be a little bit off-putting, a little bit disruptive to our energy as we move into the weekend. Mercury retrograde. I said it started last week if you read or watch the last horoscope when Mercury was in storm. So I would say this energy is going to last to around September the 10th. So just be really careful. So anyway, the 12th is the actual retrograde of Mercury. So you consider it Mercury retrograde season. And it's going to be retrograding in the signs of Virgo and Leo. So I think that equals changes in your love life, your health, your money, and you really need to watch out for lower vibrations of this energy, which is being hypercritical and negative. And then you may also not know what to believe or how to move forward because you don't have all the answers. And you really aren't meant to always have all the answers. You can start to look for that and get into a place where you put yourself in a position of indecision because you're waiting for everything to be perfect or you're waiting for all the answers to fall into place. What you are meant to do with this energy is to examine and tweak. And in September is when you will find that you may find the forward movement in a place where you may have been blocked. And that's because there's just some more work to do in this certain area wherever this hits your chart. Let's see. Where are you needing to examine your health? Your love life, the way you earn money. How is wanting things to be perfect stopping you from your dreams? So I just talked about that. You want things to be perfect, and because things aren't exactly the way you want, or you don't have every duck in a row, that prevents you from taking any action. And because you're not taking any action, there's moments that continue to go by when you're not working toward your dream. And so these are some questions that you need to ask yourself as we move into this retrograde season and have the opportunity to examine a little bit more. Sorry, my nose is like really itchy today. Let's see. Also, where can you change your routines and your creative processes so you are working smarter, not harder? So, those are some things, like I said, to ask yourself for this season. Trying to make sure that I didn't miss anything because there's a lot going on. There was a lot going on last week too. Don't think so. So I'm going to get into our tarot cards. We have two court cards this week. We have two queens. We have a Queen of Pentacles. And then we have a Queen of Swords. And then we have the Five of Cups. And then we have the Devil card. So when we talk about the energy that was going on or that will be going on for the week of the 7th through the 13th, we see a lot of major changes taking place. Like I said, some of them are going to be disappointments. There can be two women that are going to be important to you this week. One is a more nurturing, more mother-like, more grounded, kind of like Martha Stewart-ish kind of woman. It's just like the quintessential mom. So there's going to be a woman that may have that energy. And then there's another woman, the Queen of Swords, who is more, she's intellect based. She has learned everything she's learned because she's had to experience life lessons. She's a straight shooter. She doesn't bullshit. But a very intelligent woman that can appear cold. And that's just because she comes from a more intellectual space. So at the beginning of the week, these two women could come into play for you. And if it's not two women, then it's just going to be maybe an energy. Maybe it's an energy you need to embrace about being resourceful and receiving resources. And when you receive those resources, what are you doing with your resources in order to create more wealth and abundance for yourself? Or it just could be you may be focused on work or something tangible, and may need to get into a more grounded space. So you may need to adopt some of the positive energies of her. Also, you may just need to watch out for her negative energies, which could be more smothering. And that could go the same if this is a person in your life. So positively, she's like the quintessential mother, but negatively, she over mothers. And then you may have to adopt around Tuesday or Wednesday a more intellectual type of brain to move through the more middle part of the week, beginning middle part of the week. Or it could be a woman, if she's not that intellectual, cold but straight shooter and really loves you and really cares about you and wants to give you advice to help you, tough love type of person, to being a more bitchy type person. So those are the two energies that I see at the beginning of the week. And then right before the weekend, we have some sort of disappointing energy where we need to know that with all these difficult emotions that could be surfacing around this time, for us to be able, like I said, to really start to self-examine, start to tweak, start to heal, start to get rid of our bad habits, our bad relationships, anything that's not serving us. As we start to have those things taken out of our life, or as we start to personally choose to take them out of our life, or change things about ourselves and our relationships with others, there may be some disappointment. But because it's the Five of Cups, I'm feeling like it's not a huge disappointment. It's not the end of the world. It's just something that maybe didn't quite go the way you wanted it to. And just know that to move out of that space, it's all about thinking about gratitude and being thankful for the things that you do have. And if you can really think like that and know that all is not lost, and know that whether you see it or not, everything happens for a reason, I think that you'll be okay. And then, sorry, for the weekend, we had the Devil card, like I said. And what I think this is saying, and coinciding with the Mercury retrograde, is we are going to be called to self-examine, like I said, to tweak, to look at our routines, to look at all these different things that we are doing in our lives that we feel like keep us trapped, keep us bogged down, keep us being free, keep us being who we are, and keep us from experiencing the actual life experiences that we want to have. And once we examine those things, then I think we'll be shown that we are the key players in making changes in those areas of our life, because a lot of the times what needs to happen is a change of mindset in order to adopt more passion, in order to be free, in order to break the shackles, break the chains from anything that you think is prohibiting you from moving forward in love, moving forward in the career that you want, moving forward and being healthy. All those things we can be examining and breaking free from, but it starts with a change in your mindset. And so that's what this card is really trying to say. I am seeing that some of us are going to need to be really objective about certain situations, and maybe we need to break free from certain women in our life, certain feminine energies in our life, break free from negative emotions, bitterness, um, over smothering, being paranoid, being insecure, being jealous because of some of the bad things that have happened to us in our life, or not trusting because of some of the bad things that have happened in our life. And so we tend to go the other way when we don't trust and try to hold on to things very, very tightly. And by doing that, that does nothing for you, and it does nothing for the people that you interact with, but make everybody feel like they're trapped, bogged down, and not safe. And so there's going to maybe be some separations. I do have to mention that. But a lot of what I see is just maybe disappointment about, about the way we've chosen to approach a lot of different things in our life, because we're not at that stable ground where we want to be. But knowing that every day is a new day, so you don't have to continuously be in that space of disappointment. You always have the opportunity to create a new life for yourself every moment, every second, and it just starts with first making a decision to be different, and then second, acting on that decision to be different, to do things differently than you've done in the past so you can experience different results. So that is our reading for August the 7th through the 13th of 2017. And if you want to join me for part two, I'm going to do this a little bit differently. For part two, I'm not going to put the whole first part of the video because you've already seen it, most of you. And so I'm just going to put part two. And for part two, I've drawn oracle cards for each sign. And we had some jumpers come out. So I want to tell you a little bit more about those jumpers. And I will talk to you soon. Bye.